Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be like a story time. Yeah, basically like a story time. So this story time, I think I promised last time in my last video that I'm going to be talking about, you know, my last video of signs that he's wasting your time. I said I was gonna share like my story of one time back in the day. Yeah, for those that know me personally, you know, they might know this story, but obviously I'm not gonna say nobody's name. I don't want any problems. This is my story. I'm saying it from my own lenses, from my own perspective. So basically, you know, when you are young, you feel like that you are in love, or you think that you're in love, but you don't realize if that love is good or is bad for you, or where it's stemming from. Like, do you love this person because that's the right person, or because of all the good things, or do you just want to be with this person because of your own insecurities, your own, you know? So my story goes like this. So I had, like, before, obviously I have so many stories, you know, but I just have to watch myself. Certain things don't need to be shared, you know. So obviously before I was born again, like, for me now to be born again, for me now to know Christ, like, it's a blessing. Like, it's amazing. If I can be saved, like, then anybody can be saved. Like, before my days of knowing Christ, I was just, you know, doing my thing. I was just all over the place, if you know what I mean. I was into that life, into that clubbing life, that drinking life, all that kind of life. I was into that. But every time, you know, I was doing that, I'm like, oh, there's something more. You know, when you know that you're not supposed to be doing this kind of stuff. Yeah, that's another story for another day. I don't want to digress. So anyways, I had now come to know Christ, like proper, like, not like one leg in, one leg out. So like, I was in church, and then how many years? I think I'd been saved for like 2 years. So basically, there was this guy that came to church, and then I had known this guy before I was in the church. Like, he had tried to like be with me before then, but obviously I don't think be with me, I think for something else. But obviously no, I say no that time, obviously. Oh my days, I'm just thinking if this video should go up. That time I had another boyfriend, so I got him to talk to him on the phone because he was ringing me. Like, I just gave this guy my number because I was like, oh, if I don't, maybe he might do something to me, like he might try and stab me or whatever. I don't know why. He just looked like that kind of guy. So I just gave him my number to get rid of him. So now he was ringing me. So I gave this guy and spoke to him, and then he stopped. I was like, thank God. So he came to church, you know, and then I was like, I've seen this guy before. So when we're talking, like, after church, like the young people, and then he's like, you know, I know you. And I'm like, I know you too. So I'm like, oh yeah, I remember. He's like, wow, that's you. Wow. He was so surprised, like, oh my days, I've given my life to Christ. Like, look at my life now. Because, you know, if you knew me then, like, obviously when I became born again, I was on fire. Like, I was on fire. I was praying all the time. We're doing prayer meetings, everything. Like, I was just on fire. I just wanted to do everything for God. So quite a few people knew me, like, from yeah, so he was just surprised, like, this is me. It's like now I'm on fire for God like this. Before, it's like before I was holding Smirnoff Ice, like I used to drink, so I used to like Smirnoff Ice. So it's like, you're holding Smirnoff Ice, you know, now you're holding the Bible preaching. I'm like, yeah. So obviously we exchange numbers. Like I used to have everybody number. It's not like it was in a intention like, oh yeah, let's do something. No, I didn't think of that. Like I didn't even want that, because I'm like, no, Christ is my husband, and when I'm ready my husband will come. That was my mindset, you know. But obviously, you know, you have to be wise when you're relating with the opposite sex if you're not careful. And as a young person, hormones are going everywhere, you know. And so he what's it called, his exchange number. So we started talking. So we used to talk on the phone. Like obviously it was godly stuff, like the Bible, scriptures, prayers and everything. Then then stuff like, oh, speaking in tongues, different stuff, and we will be praying together, and as well as other people. Do you get what I'm saying? So it wasn't in a bad way, but it was not wise. You will understand why as I'm saying the story. So we got to talking, and then it started, you know, I don't even know, like I don't remember, I don't even know how we got to a place where it's like we were now in a relationship. I don't know where, how, when, what happened, but in all that talking, one thing led to another, and then we were in a relationship, obviously, and we were hiding it from the pastors and everything. Because we were young, obviously we were young people, and we were not planning to get married like within the next year. You know what, for a woman you always think you're ready. Like it's guys that are like tossing you. For a woman it's like, yeah, I'll marry this guy. So we're in a relationship, and obviously it led not to a godly way. And then I was like, God, I'm back in this place again, you know. So it led not to a godly way. So many things happened, you know. And then it got to a place where, because of so many things happened, I don't want to go into details, you know, because I just don't want to, you know, share nobody's business out there, or my business too much, you know. So anyways, so it got to a place where we nearly like got married. Like the pastors came, you know, in Zimbabwe where I come from, we call it Lobola. So he came with these people, and then on that very same day it's like, oh, he's not ready, he can't do it, you know. And my dad, everyone was there. Like my heart, I was just like, God, why me, you know? Why am I always having broken relationships, but in my heart I still love this guy. So I'm like, you know what, it's okay, like he's saying at the right time, we're still young. But in my heart of heart I knew that this guy is just taking me for a ride, you know. But you just can't let go. So I just wouldn't let go. There were so many signs that, Patricia, let it go, leave it. Even my dad told me that, nah, this guy is not the one. But I was like, no, you know. So I was still holding on, and I was just, I don't know, it was just a lot, you know. So it was just a lot that went into it. But if I say, I don't want to digress or whatever, or say, pick on a certain subject, because then I'll digress and go into another topic, which when I'm ready I will share that as well. But for now I'm not ready. That's why I'm just, you know. So obviously that didn't work out. And then I remembered after that night when that thing happened, and he called and he's like, oh, he has a peace about everything, which now I look back, thank God he had that peace. So thank God I did not get married to him. Thank the Lord. Because you think that you know what you want, you think that this is, but when you now look back, it's like, nah, that wouldn't have worked. Because even when we were in that relationship, I think it was like 11 months or close to a year, even when we were in that relationship, like the guy cheated on me. I found out, like I kept on having dreams, this guy cheating, you know. Then there's one day when that he said he'll call me back, then he ended up cheating or whatever. And that day, like I just sensed it, like I even started crying, I was fuming. Then he called me, I think it was just too much, and I kept on asking him like, are you cheating on me? I'm having these dreams. Then it's like, hey, I'm paranoid, I'm being paranoid. And I was like, nah, me, I just don't dream stuff like this, you know. It's either you're doing it or it means it's gonna happen. So he's like, no. Because I'm not that sort of person. I'm not the jealous type in that sense. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I would be like, oh, suspecting you all the time. That's not me. So he confessed that day. He was like, oh, I need to tell you something. I've done this with this guy. I'm like, you've done what? So I rang him and I'm like, what did you do? Like, at this point I was fuming. And if you know me, when I get vexed, like, I just start, I just talk like non-stop. And then he's like, sorry. I'm like, why did you do? Give me the details. What time? Da, 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 da. At this time, he was not saying that he actually did the thing, you know. Like, he wasn't saying that. I was like, tell me. I know you did. He started telling me. I screamed. I was crying. Then his friend called me. And he's like, P, it's alright. I don't know why he would do this to a girl like you. So it was just a lot. In that short space, the guy cheated how many times? And I believe it was not with just one person. Do you get what I'm saying? But he says it's with one person. So imagine if I'd gotten married to someone like that, then in the marriage you just cheat on me left, right and center, and I'll be just there waiting. No. We don't do it that way. So I know when this back to the Lobola thing, that night that it happened, he said that, like, I had a dream, I think, because I was praying about it. Like, you never know, you have certain gifts, you know, like obviously I used to love praying. Like, I would pray for hours and hours. Like, I need to go back to them days. I think it's coming back. So I used to pray for hours and hours. But now, before, like, I used to pray for people. Like, I'll just pray for people for hours and hours. Pray for God, like Jesus, come and see me, that kind of stuff. My prayers were like that. But now they were just centered on God. This guy, he had become my everything. Like, literally, he was consuming everything about me. I was like, is this you, Patricia? But in all this, the guy did not believe that I actually felt this way about him, because I would never say it. It's like me, I feel certain things in it, but I don't say. I just keep it in my heart. So with most people, sometimes they misinterpret me that I don't care, I'm too hard, you know. But I'm not actually, like, you know what I'm saying. I just don't. I found it hard. Now it's better. I found it hard to express how I feel, because I didn't want to be vulnerable and be hurt, you know. So it was just consuming everything. I became like a prayer warrior for this guy. Like, I was praying everything. And then what made it worse, why I was so attached, like, I was so close to his mom. His mom loved me so much, and I loved her as well. We had a very good relationship. I used to go do her hair. I was doing everything with her. She would come and visit me. I would go there. So every time, so she would call me. Even after we broke up, she would call me, and she was still saying, my daughter. So I was like, oh, this is a sign, you know. That means this is my husband. So I would still entertain her, because obviously my heart was still there. So I was still entertain her. I'm like, it's gonna work out. Then you start having dreams. Then I was having dreams that, because he gave me a ring, and then in the dream they were like, I believe it was God. It's like, remove that ring. This guy is not being serious about this. He's only using you. He's not the person. But you know, you start rebuking this kind of dreams, you know, like, no. And I believed in my heart, you know. I think I'd had a dream before. Yeah, I think so. And I was like, oh, this is my husband, you know. But then I had another dream, and it's like, no, if he doesn't want, because God doesn't force people, so allow it. This is not the person. And I think this time God just wanted the guy, like, out of my life, because he was consuming everything. But I didn't even realize how much, like, my heart had gone to this guy, how much I was not even concentrating on God no more. It was all about this guy. And then we were in the same church, so every time I go to church and I would see him, my heart, you know, like, when we had broken up now, my heart would just be like, you know. And then I'll be like, oh, it's gonna work out. Then a lot of stuff happened. I don't want to bring other people. And then it felt like the blame came all on me. Like, as if I was trying to destroy the guy's ministry, as if I was trying to destroy the guy. Like, that really hurt me to the core. I'm like, who approached who first, please? It was this guy. So but it was just a lot. And then I was just there looking at him like, so you're not even gonna defend me, you're not gonna be there for me after I've done the A, you know, like, you do everything. Like, if this guy would say, I need this, jump, I would ask how high, I need this money, I will give him everything, like I was giving to this guy, you know. So now I was like, so you can't even defend me. So because of all this wahala that came after the breakup, and how I was feeling, like I lost so much weight. I was always like sick, I didn't even want to come out the house, and then I had eczema everywhere, like it was just multiplying. And then every time I would go to the doctor, he was like, you are stressed. My doctor would always tell me, you need a boyfriend, you are stressed, you live by yourself. So he was asking me, is your mom alive, da 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 da, and I'm like, no. He's like, who do you live with? I'm like, by yourself. And he's like, no, you're stressed. So they're trying to put me on antidepressants, but I was always refusing, you know. And I didn't sleep as well, so like they wanted to put me on sleeping tablets. I refused that as well. And I was just always crying all the time. That was like the toughest thing I've been through in my life. And I've been through labor. That was, you know, pain. Physical pain is painful, but pain that you feel inside, that eats you up inside, that no one can see, that's even bad. So when God is saying that you should just wait, you know, there is a time and a season for everything. I think we should all just listen. He knows what he's saying there. Do you get what I'm saying? So things were bad, and then it got to a place where I just wanted to end my life, because a lot of things now were happening, and it just felt like, oh, Patricia is this strange woman, Patricia is this da 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 da. So one time I took an overdose, like, of pills, you know. I just wanted to end it all. And then my friends were there, so they ended up seeing what I'm doing, because I kept on. So they took me to the hospital. I went there, my dad came. I didn't even want to see my dad, you know. I didn't even want to see no one. I just wanted to die. Then he came, the guy came, and they're like, oh, da, 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 da. You know. And then I stayed in the hospital. They had to put me in a drip, I think, to remove everything. And then I was just still saying, why am I alive? I want to die. Like, I just wanted to die. And then obviously they took me to a psychiatric ward, and then they were trying to evaluate me. They were saying that, oh, I should be coming back like every day. They'll get a taxi for me and I'll spend the day there, etc. And I was like, I'm not, I haven't lost it. I know exactly what I'm doing. I want to die. So they were like, nah, mentally I'm not alright. So anyway, so I left. I just find an excuse for me to leave anyway. I didn't run away, by the way. I was never actually admitted. They were still evaluating me and all this kind of stuff. So my pastor then was like, no, don't go down that road, da, 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 da. So obviously I stayed with one sister from the church for a while, and then the police came looking for me. Obviously they didn't hear back from me, and then I came back home with two of the pastors, and then they spoke to them, and then they flashed some light in my eyes, and then finally they were seeing that I'm alright. So they sent a letter of discharging me and everything, and they were saying I still have the letter, like I was highly depressed and all this kind of stuff. And then obviously from then I just tried to pick the pieces back together. But what really was a big turnaround for me was in 2011, when there was a convention at church, at the church I used to go to. There was a convention, and then a prophet of God came, and then he was obviously ministering, and then he said God told him this is a healing and teaching service. Like, it was for 3 days, the conference, the convention. So on the first day I was there, I was like, oh my days, like, you know, he was preaching on faith, hope and love, and how, I don't know, like, I can't even say the whole thing, but you know, when prophets go in, like, with the word of God, they really go in. So you'll be looking at the Bible like, is this the same Bible? So I was so excited, you know. And then that guy was there, so I was still going to the same church. And then the second day I was in the children's ministry. So I missed that. But then I went to say hi to the prophet. Then he's like, oh, he just shook my hand. He's like, I want to be your friend. Come to the next convention. To the next day, I was like, yeah, I'll be there. And then the next day now, when he finished preaching, he was about to pray for people. Then he's like, God showed him the people to pray for. So he's like, if you've been in the church for long and you just feel like you've, I don't know, you just, what did he use? But I felt, the minute he said that, I felt like it's me. So I was like to my cousin, like, I think it's me, I need to go. But I was like, I don't want to be the first one to go for the prayers. So people started going anyway. And then I went at the middle. So I stood in the line, I stood for bedtime, because he was like prophesying to everyone that went there. So I was about to go back to sit down. That's when it's like, the line sort of reached me, and it's like I had to go start. I'm like, oh my days, here we go. So I stood there, I was like, oh, me, I just wanted him to say, you know what, God is gonna use you, God, you know, because I didn't know the state of my heart. That's what I wanted. I'm like, yeah, God's gonna use me, he's gonna speak about all these visions I've been having. But no, he did not speak about that, you know. So as I was getting close to my husband, I knew that he might address the situation. But I was like, God, please, there's so many people, don't embarrass me. So anyways, when he got to me, can you imagine, he told everyone, like, everyone sit down, all the music stopped, quiet. I'm like, oh my days, God, is that how you're gonna embarrass me today? So he put his hand on me. Then he started speaking in tongues, and as he was speaking in these tongues, yeah, it felt like it's doing something to my spirit. So I just like, I don't know how to describe it. It felt like he was breaking something. Then he's like, yeah, break off, break loose, He's not the person. And it's like, before he did that, he was putting hands on me. Then he's like, he's looking for someone in the spirit. Then it's like, he's found him. I'm like, here we go. So he started speaking in the tongues, you know. And then he's like, break off, it's not that one. And then asked the pastor, does she come here? He's like, yeah. And it's like, it's not the one, and it's not the right time, you know. God is breaking me loose from that. It's not the right time. When the time comes, I will know. And I was like, so at this point I started crying. Yeah, I think he said he's lying to you, it's not true. So I was like, everything is a lie, I've invested all my time and all this. And people were in the church looking, and everybody at this point, everyone knew the story. Like, this guy was like a public thing, so everyone knew it. And then everybody had their own opinions. I've heard opinions. People were saying I'm destroying the guy's ministry, were saying that I'm bad, So it was just a lot of people, you know. And in my heart, I just felt so broken. Like I was broken. I don't know how to describe it. So I just started crying. I was crying because I wasted my time. I was crying because it's like he was lying to me, you know. So I was crying like, so you were lying to me, you know. So, and then he's like, I'll come back to you. Yeah, he said I'll come back to you. I was like, oh my day. So I was just on the floor crying, you know. I was just on the floor crying. And then he's like, and then he was praying for someone else. So I was like, okay, let me sneak away from the stage. I was about to sneak away. Then he's like, Asha, bring and then it's like, what's your name? They turn me around. What's your name? I'm like, Patricia's like, has the guy gone out of your heart? And I was like, I knew he hadn't gone out, innit? I'm like, I just shook my head. It's like, I knew it. It's like, oh God, she's finding it hard to yield. Give her grace to yield. And it's like, God, the reason he's praying for me, because this guy is occupying that place that God has in my heart. God wants to take that place. This guy's, that's when I realized that this thing is serious. How can a human being take the place of God in my life? And if you know me, I'm passionate about God. I'm passionate about Jesus. I love him. Like, you know, I do. I love him. So I was like, oh my days, how did it get here? So that's when I knew that I had to surrender, you know. And then he's like, when I lay hands on her the third time, she will yield. And then I was now crying like, God, remove it from her, remove it from her. I know it's hard, but remove him, I surrender. Then it's like the next time he prayed for me, I just started saying like, yes, 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 Lord, I surrender to you. You can have my heart, Jesus. You can have my heart. I have the recording. Like, I will never forget that convention. And after the convention, after the service, then he's like, oh, Patricia, have my number. Call me anytime. You need to talk. Da 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 da. God will give you a way better person. And I was like, okay, but in my house, like, who's gonna be way better? You know, when you think this is the best, I was like, who's gonna be way better than this? But then obviously, to his word, I held him to it. So I started calling him. I'll be crying like, I did this for this guy, I did this, how can he do this to me? And then he would just comfort me and pray for me. And then I was struggling with trying to kill myself. He was helping me through that. And then finally it let go, you know. But then also, when I thought I was over it, then one of my friends, you know, who knew about us came, or like they were in a relationship, or they were going in a relationship. She came to tell me. I was like, you know what, it's fine, because I had even, like with me, I have dreams of things before they happen. So I sort of know, if I don't dream about it, I'll feel it somehow. I just feel it. It's a feeling I cannot shake. So I knew before she came, I knew exactly. So I even text one prophet as well. I was like, oh, this, da 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 da. And he's like, it's okay, let it go. He's not the person for you. Let it go. Just leave it. Wish them well. So I just, when I was calming that conversation, you know, I was like, oh, it's fine, da 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 da. But I just told her, honestly, if you get married to this guy, I cannot come to the wedding. I can't do it. It will be just weird. It's awkward. Like, because I used to tell her all the stories. You know, when you're telling your girls that all the stories that wife. So I was just like, nah, it's just too much. And then, but obviously my heart just hurt, so I was just crying. So I think I just disconnected from that friend. And after a while, we started talking and all this. So yeah, that's my story. So I just want to say, and then truly, today I'm married, and it's not, I wouldn't have thought that I'll be married to someone like that, but it's what I needed. Do you get what I'm saying? My husband is what I need, you know, not like what you want, that kind of thing. He's what I need, and he's everything, you know. It's amazing. He's got his faults, so do I, you know. We've had our ups and downs, but I'm so blessed, and I'm glad that it did not work out with this person, so that I could be with my husband. And with my husband, he heard all the stories about me. Even when he first knew me, I told him everything, because I don't like hiding things. I told him everything, what I've been through, A to Z, because I didn't want somebody one day to pop up, oh, you know, your wife, da 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 da. Then you'll be like, you didn't tell me this one. And it was like, no. My husband always says to me, you're a virgin. To me, you are pure and everything. I don't want to hear it. It's fine, you know. So he's like amazing. He's my friend and all this. So just wait for who God has for you. Just wait for the right time. Don't let the hormones lead you. Don't let the guy saying, oh, hey babe, da 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 da, and you know, giving you all this kind of, you know, talk, and don't let it fool you, because most of the time, you know, maybe some people it does work out, but most of the time it doesn't work out, and you would have just wasted your virtue, your time, your worth cooking for this person, acting like a wife when you are not a wife. When the guy doesn't even want to marry you, he just wants to sleep with you, use you, sleep with you. Then when it's time to settle down, he will go for someone else, you know, that he hasn't slept with, because everybody wants to marry that person that's pure, that person that's correct, you know. So don't allow yourself to be a guinea pig for these boys. Your husband is out there waiting for you, you know. So keep yourself pure and stay in God. Yeah, so thank you guys. Sorry this was a long video, but yeah, this was my story time of how I nearly lost it because of this guy, how I nearly whatever. Now the eczema, I'm fine, I look good, I smell good, I'm happy, you know. I don't have any unhealthy attachment, like I don't have any unhealthy like love for my husband. Like I love God, I love my husband, but it's not like that obsession, you get what I'm saying? Yeah, so anyways, God bless, bye. Oh yeah, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook page, and subscribe to my channel for more story time, because I have a lot of stories. So yeah, bye.